So President Trump, who I think does a great job of calling these people out and kind of uncovering the swampy swamp that people aren't looking at.
This is Mike Crispi, a staunch Trump supporter.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mike Crispi Unafraid.
He launched his show in July of 2022, roughly 1 month after losing his race to Chris Smith.
State-sanctioned kidnapping. They're saying if you are a child and you're in California and you go read the pornography books in school.
Pause it. There are none of these books in school. The same way Tony Dungy's litter boxes tweet is riddled with falsehoods.
And the teacher talks to you about snipping your genitals and you see some kids doing it.
Pause once more. All of these are nonsensical things to say, begging for people's votes. It's all scare tactics to the end goal, privatize education.
And some whack job mentally ill trans or gay parents are pushing it on their kid and sexualizing and destabilizing them at a young age. And little kids are getting impressionable and they want to fit in. And this is why 1 in 3 now of youth identify as some type of LGBT.
Pause, please. That is not the reason. This is like saying I can go only A to B when there's an entire alphabet. Now that you have an idea of who this bad faith actor is masquerading as a politician, one should not be surprised of this.
It all started with a tweet saying the NFL seems to now have been more hyper-politicized than ever.
Wait a minute. Most hyper-politicized ever?
I'll continue to sit. I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed.
You cannot have people disrespecting our national anthem, our flag, our country.
And it's also important for us to honor our flag and to our country.
Are you sure about that?
It seems to be a coordinated effort because if you go into any grocery store in America right now, you know by the checkout aisle, Frankie, where they got like the magazines and stuff like that? Yesterday I was in there. It's all Taylor Swift. Everything is Taylor Swift. It seems to be a coordinated effort because if you go into any grocery store in America right now, you know by the checkout aisle, Frankie, where they got like the magazines and stuff like that? Yesterday I was in there. It's all Taylor Swift.
Hang on a minute. I went to 3 grocery stores. It's what I have to do each and every Sunday. I did not see one of these pure tabloid magazines, which, by the way, if you were to Google Donald Trump tabloid hiding stories, maybe Mike Crispi would learn a thing or two. But let's just say you did see one of these, okay? One of, if not the biggest artist right now in music, maybe even entertainment, especially with the world that we are living in and paparazzi following her literal every single move. That's surprising to you? That risque tabloids would put her on the cover to sell more BS? You're surprised by that? That says a lot more about you, quite frankly. I mean, I don't know what world you're living in, man. That's like saying I went camping and, there were just too many trees. What are you talking about, man?
The thing is Taylor Swift everywhere. All of a sudden, Taylor Swift. You can't go 5 seconds without Taylor Swift. They got her mic'd up. They got her running on the field. They got her talking about political issues. And I said, might be rigged. Something might be going on here where the NFL might just have a, $1 billion incentive to be pushing Taylor Swift and for the Democrats to be aiding in on that.
Let's go one by one, all right? Because I know this is very difficult for them to do, the MAGA world. Taylor Swift in an NFL broadcast, you can't go a second, you can't go a minute, you can't go a few minutes without her. Really? I mean, I have the data. In an NFL broadcast, take the most previous one with the Chiefs, for example. It was over 3 hours. Taylor Swift was shown for 44 seconds. Hat tip to data analyst Jason Pauly on that one. Second, and the most fun, the NFL is rigging games for the Democrats. It's dumb. It's very dumb, but it's very entertaining. All right. Now let's just go through the political donations. You're in 2020. Only 3 of the owners who donated more than $25,000 gave the majority to Dem causes, candidates, or PACs. That being the Falcons' Arthur Blank, the Vikings' Ziggy Wilf, and the Patriots' Robert Kraft. But here's the thing about Robert Kraft. He is a Trump confidant. They've flown on planes together, dined with the late Shinzo Abe, and more. This entire idea does not hold weight. In addition, open secrets. Crunch the numbers, and it's not even close. From 2020, NFL team owners and their spouses donated $4.2 million to politicians and PACs. Thus far, 85% went to Republicans. That's a ratio of 9-1. So I say this respectfully. Not everyone needs a podcast.
I tweeted about it, and this article was written, and it had millions of people opining on it. New Jersey Trump supporter floats strange Chiefs Super Bowl conspiracy theory, and Taylor Swift Biden shocker. And of course, they're talking about your very own Mike Crispi. So I will tell you this. I think at this point, you're crazy with as many people are talking about it, from Vivek Ramaswamy to Paige Van Sant to Jesse Waters to everybody to Tucker Carlson. I think at this point, you're the crazy one if you don't believe the two are connected. Go get another booster shot then if you believe that, sheep.
Ah, yes, because Vivek Ramaswamy, Jesse Waters, and Tucker Carlson are the voices of reason and trust in news, of course. Late night host Jimmy Kimmel would see all of this and weigh in as well. So let me get this straight. The same people who believe Joe Biden has dementia and needs Kamala Harris to feed him butterscotch tapioca every night also believe that he has somehow planned and executed a diabolically brilliant scheme to fix the NFL playoffs so the biggest pop star in the world could pop up on the Jumbotron during the Super Bowl during a Kia and a Tostitos commercial to hypnotize her 11-year-old fans into voting for Joe Biden. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. More from Kimmel. These people think football is fake and wrestling is real, he said, which seemed to be a perfect way to sum up the argument until he shared video of anchors at OAN and other conservative networks that this was a psyop, that her dance moves are clearly satanic in nature, and that the devil surely owns her soul. This is desperation. That's what this is. It's desperation. Because God forbid, if Taylor Swift was a conservative, oh my God. Imagine. Not only are they desperate, but I saw a clip from actual Russian psyop, Jack Posobiec, say they could have Taylor Swift. We have Ted Nugent. And he said, Kid Rock. You know what else is pretty funny about that? Is they dog whistle to the Shmooanon crowd, yet go look at Ted Nugent's lyrics and go look at Kid Rock's lyrics. One of those songs, which is awful, actually appeared in the movie Osmosis Jones. So, hey man, take your Nugents, take your Kid Rocks. Totally fine. And while you're at it, kick rocks.